3 in a row! Yes, I've recorded all 3 of these Airstrike videos where I'm wearing this shirt in a row. What can I say? I'm full of ideas. Now, I have to admit, this one is a little bit of a stretch. As usual, the disclaimer is, I don't think this is happening in Godzilla Save the Earth Melee. I don't even know if they can do it, to be honest. But it's got the creative juices flowing, and I can't help myself but make videos to talk about it. So if you guys have played Super Smash Bros. Brawl, then you're obviously familiar with Voltorb. Voltorb is the big ball Pokemon that shows up and then explodes, which usually results in you throwing your friend into the fray and hoping he gets hit with a stray. And as I was watching the compilation of all the different Pokemon in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, when I saw Voltorb, normally I wouldn't have thought of anything. But when I was doing the Dimension Tide video, and I was skimming through the footage, I saw some footage from the movie that I had honestly forgotten about. And I'll probably put it into the video at the appropriate time. So, do any of you remember the Griffon? No, I'm not talking about that Griffon. I mean the Griffon plane from Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. I'm not mad if you don't remember, because I honestly didn't remember either. Most of the military equipment in these movies goes in one ear and out the other. But if you don't recall, at the end of Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, this happens. I actually could not remember this character's name. But the girl that's been piloting the Griffon in the movie, Kiriko Sugimori, right before the Dimension Tide hits, she ejection seats out of the Griffon, and it crashes into Godzilla, and it explodes, and then he gets sucked up into the Dimension Tide. And it's understandable why you'd forget about that, because not only is the ejection seat miraculously survives trope a thing, but the Dimension Tide is such a bigger event. It's an artificial black hole. So when it hits, you immediately forget about the plane that just exploded. I'm not gonna have to break out the map on this one, because it's really simple. Because Voltorb is really simple in Smash. Basically, the Griffon flies in from one of the many different sides of the screen. The developers would probably find the optimal point of entry into the environment. But basically, it would come in close enough to get near to you, but not actually hit you. And by you, I mean your opponent. And once it gets within a reasonable distance, boom, I would just have it explode much like Voltorb does in Super Smash Bros. And just have the explosion do damage. You know, it would probably be a pretty meaty hit, but it could also level buildings around it, etc, etc. You guys have played Smash. This isn't anything new. I just thought it would be an interesting concept, and it would actually get people to remember what this thing's name is. Because you'd grab the Airstrike, and they'd see it coming, and it'd be like, oh shit, it's the Griffon. And I really don't think you'd have to do a whole lot for it, because it's not shooting anything, so there's no projectile effect that you have to make. It doesn't have any unique sound effects. All it has that's unique is its model, and that doesn't last very long because it blows up. But it doesn't have to be animated, because unlike Godzuki or the giant condor, all it's got to do is move from point A to point B and then blow up. Seems like a win-win to me. Add more airstrikes, add a new gameplay element, make a Godzilla reference. Bada bam, bada bing, Peter Pan, Stephen King. I know that one was brief. Hopefully this Friday I'll get into a monster manual, and it might be one from the same era. But let me know what you think, guys. Tell me if that would be a waste of dev time. Tell me if it would be stupid. Tell me if you had honestly forgotten what the Griffon was or where it came from. Leave a like, drop a comment in the comment section telling me what you think, and I will see you guys in the next one.